Hi everyone, Megan here from Beguiled by Books, and today I want to share my favorite nonfiction books for women. Let's get into it. First up, we have Enchantment by Katherine May. Katherine May begins with her reading slump during the pandemic. She just can't seem to read books, enjoy her hobbies, and even her favorite physical activities are requiring unlearning and relearning. She discusses the sheer overwhelm of the last 3 to 5 years, given the pandemic and divisiveness around the world and the inattention we seem to have from the pressure of constant information overload. Katherine May's premise is enchantment should be about wonder, not necessarily curiosity, although there is an element of curiosity in here, but wonder as in awe. With every bit of information at our fingertips and just a few clicks away, news channels and algorithms showing us our preferred confirmation bias, we rarely experience true wonder and play the way children do. And we're poorer for that. She poses the question of when were you last truly enraptured by something, whether it was the sea or the mountains or the stars. We forget how amazing and impossible our world is, and Katherine May asks us how we can awaken that wonder in ourselves. I think this is a wonderful book. It's really important, I think, for women to read this book, especially because women are constantly under so much pressure to be a certain way, act a certain way, do all the things with a smile on our faces. And enchantment helps to stop all that noise and just break things down into almost elemental factions so that we can take a step back and truly appreciate the little things in life so that we're not constantly unhappy because we're striving for the next best thing. Next up, I would like to talk about Burnout, The Secret to Unlocking the Stress Cycle by Emily and Amelia Nagoski. Hope that's how they say their name. So this book was written with women in mind, and the authors talk about both big and little stressors that women experience daily, from the patriarchy and the second shift that many women experience after having worked all day. They come home and have chores or caregiving, whether it's for older adults or even for younger children. There's an element of caregiving that many women are faced with on a regular basis. So just compared to what it's like to be a woman, what's expected of women creates burnout without even realizing it. The authors discuss how to complete that stress cycle so it doesn't build. When anybody experiences the fight, flight, or freeze response, our bodies react to the chemicals in our system, and they're rarely life and death experiences. So the problems arise when we experience those reactions and we don't get the fulfillment of knowing we are no longer in that life and death situation. I appreciated a lot about this book, but I loved how the authors didn't promise anything happy frappy, like burnout will magically go away if you just take luxurious baths, or you'll feel better about burning out if you lean more into working harder and you balance your day differently. The premise of burnout empowers us to accept ourselves exactly as we are and know that we are enough. I cannot stress how important this is for every woman that I've ever met, myself included. So highly recommend Burnout for anyone, especially women, and especially if you're feeling the symptoms of burnout oncoming. The next book that I think any woman should read is called Scarcity Brain by Michael Easter. This is the companion book that we never knew that we needed. While so many books discuss how to build good habits, few books dive into why we have bad habits in the first place. Scarcity Brain gives you insight into the scarcity loop. So the author investigates how that scarcity mindset causes us to overindulge in everything from food, alcohol, gambling, exercise, perfectionism, our jobs, things that are sometimes perceived as bad and sometimes that are perceived as good are still elements of bad habits. He has gone all around the world, from Baghdad to Bolivia, and his quests help provide context on the neuroscientific reasons we behave the way that we do as humans. Michael Easter, the author, also explores the emotional and mental drivers that keep us in that scarcity loop, perpetuating and sometimes exacerbating those unpleasant and even harmful actions. Thanks for sticking with me and talking about my favorite nonfiction books for women. If you have recommendations, I'd love to hear them, so drop a comment below, and I would appreciate if you liked and subscribed. See you next time.